What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is GamerNerd235 here, and I'm here for a little quick movie review. I didn't have school today because wow, winter came pretty early. It's only November, and yeah, already like basically 300 schools were closed, so it was crazy. Um, but I am here to kind of do a movie review of Midway. It's a World War II movie. Actually, it's really good. I'm just gonna point out right now. There's not okay. There's not. I'm not gonna go over spoilers, but if you know how the battle goes out, like if you are a big history fan or whatever, if you know how it goes out, then basically it's not really spoilers because it really um, goes in detail and in depth of how the battle like played out and stuff like that, and how it was like the turning point of the Pacific Theater in World War II. I gotta say this movie was way better than Dunkirk. I maybe not as suspenseful, somewhat suspenseful, like building up to the battle or like dive bombing. That was very suspenseful because all the AAs and stuff like that, like the anti-air guns were shooting. Then you had to dive and then drop it and so many feet or whatever. But I gotta say I did like it more than Dunkirk because Dunkirk. What I wish about that movie, like describe it more. Like it's like what's the date? What okay, you got the Navy, you got the Air Force, and you got the Army. But like describe a little bit more like what's going on. Like where are the like the Germans, okay? Like you know I don't know, I wish you would like describe more of what was going on. Like I even wanted to see some Winston Churchill, but basically the Darkest Hour kind of did that. Kind of like tied with Dunkirk. Into 400,000 men on the beach. Dunkirk had like not. It didn't even seem like 50,000 men on the beach, but Christopher Nolan wanted to do like practical effects and like real, not like computerized a lot of things. So, but you know what? He's awesome. Awesome director. The director for this, I can't really tell you. Um, oh, I think it's the same guy who made Independence Day. I think. But this movie had a lot of good actors. Holy crap! Like a lot of known actors for sure. Like Woody Harrelson. You got Patrick Wilson, he was an Aquaman, The Conjuring, and stuff like that. I'm trying to think who else. Aaron Eckhart, he's Harvey Dent from The Dark Knight. So there's quite a bit of different actors that you guys are like, hey, that are familiar with. But basically, I'm not getting into spoilers and stuff like that and go through the whole movie. Well, really fast, I gotta say a 7.5 out of 10. That's why I get this movie. Maybe 8. The only thing is, it kind of jumped around a little bit, but yeah. But I'm just don't go into spoilers right now. So if you guys don't know anything, you guys want to see it, might want to click out. But if you know how the battle plays out, then you can just stay in. So basically, like what I was saying about jumping around, like there were some scenes where actually I did like this. I liked okay, so Pearl Harbor happened. That's when it's nothing, maybe not like so big as the Pearl Harbor movie, the 2001 film with Ben Affleck, but it went into it showed it right. It basically described how America's morale was kind of broken. Everybody was kind of like down at an all-time low, and the public, and it's like everybody thought like Japan was unstoppable and they really got us and stuff like that, and we were unsafe. So basically, oh man, Aaron Eckhart's person, he played, what is it, Jimmy Doolittle or something. He was some pilot in World War II, and he took a squadron, like a little handful of bombers, and bombed Tokyo, just to kind of boost that morale and show Japan that hey, we can hit hard too. We can bomb you guys too. You're not invincible. I mean, and to show America that they can be hit. So we were kind of just giving them a blow, for sure. And we bombed Tokyo, and of course they didn't have enough gas, so they ended up parachuting and they abandoned their planes. Some of them I think were shot down. I don't know, but they basically landed in China when they parachuted, and I did like the Chinese and how like they reacted to each other. And the Chinese helped them, of course, because America and China common enemy, Japan, because Japan invaded China in 1937. So it was pretty cool seeing seeing like the Chinese, because you don't see like I watch a lot of World War II movies, and they never like really go on with the Chinese versus the Japanese at all. But this movie, you see a little bit of that, and I really do like that. Even like it showed Chinese people being attacked by a Japanese plane. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, like I said, just a little bit of jumping around, but it was just a build up. It was just different events. Like it was going like this day, this day, this day. That's what this movie did really good. It told you what squadron, what's going on, what's the date, where they're at. So it's really good. I do like that. Like they're not lost, okay. And Woody Harrelson's character plays as Nimitz. Oh man, the beast mode of the beast mode. I'm telling you. Then you got I forgot the actor, but Dick Good. He was like the first, like he was the really cool pilot, really good pilot that landed I think 2 hits or 3 hits or something like that. That took out basically 2 or 3 of the Japanese aircrafts. Not aircrafts. Jesus, man. What's the word I'm looking for? Carriers, aircraft carriers, okay? And that was crucial because they had 4. By the end, they're only going to end up with 1 that's basically disabled. So basically, all 4 of them went down. Like the 3, they're totally gone, but the last one was basically very, very, like disabled. So yeah, Dick Good was like one of the pilots who were really good, like the ace pilot, and stuff like that. Then you got McCluskey, who was like another pilot that helped out. And they even like the actors at the end. They even showed who the real guys were. Then they showed the Japanese point of view. Now I thought this was really cool. Okay, I want to sit down here because I'm like shaking, man. I can't hold my phone for a long time, but I thought it was really cool how they showed the Japanese point of view, because like you're not really one-sided. You're like looking at like what are both sides doing, and they do that. Like it try, there's quite a bit of action, way more action than Dunkirk. It does get boring just a little bit in the beginning, because that's why. I mean, excuse me, not in the beginning, the middle, because of they're basically shows both sides kind of planning where they're gonna go. You got Yamamoto, which is like the big Navy chief or something like that for the Japanese. And he dies in 1943. It says that even in the movie, but I thought it was really cool. Patrick Wilson's character, he was the intelligence officer, and he's what really like outsmarts the Japanese. Like that shows you that the Japanese may have more aircraft carriers, maybe more ships, and more planes, but when it comes down to it, Japanese were trying to put us into a trap, like a surprise attack. But in reality, we did. We knew exactly where they're going to be, so we kind of we tricked them. We just outsmarted them. And Nagumo was another Japanese commander that Yamamoto, it seemed like even in the movie, they didn't really like him because Nagumo made stupid mistakes and cost the Japanese like pretty much half the battle, I want to say. Like Nagumo was like, let's do a second attack on Midway instead of going after potential aircraft carriers that the Americans have. And that kind of cost them because the Japanese planes weren't ready, so we were just like we had no resistance besides the anti-air guns. So overall, it was a really good movie. That was a turning point for the Pacific, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Just I wouldn't say it's the best World War II movie, but it was certainly really, really good. I did like it for sure. If you guys are a history fan or not, look up this movie. See if you guys want to go watch it or something like that. But I think you guys will like it for sure. It's something to learn about in our history. Because Pearl Harbor, it's when the Japanese attacked. We only were attacked twice, and in history, it was Pearl Harbor, and then most recently 9/11, of course. But that was a terrorist attack, and Japan was more like that was like the military doing that. That wasn't just like a couple dudes sitting there like they're just terrorists. No, these are like just a whole freaking army. So this, yeah, no, it was important that how we took out Japan and stuff like that because they were hurting China and everything else. So, but yeah, it shows a lot. Like I mean, I love the actors. Their roles. I at the end of the movie it shows like who they were and this and that, and I thought that was really really cool. I really thought it was pretty well put together for a Midway movie because you don't really see a lot of movies that are in the Pacific besides Letters from Iwo Jima and the most popular one, Hacksaw Ridge. So you got those movies, and then this movie is a really good World War II Pacific theater type movie. So I really liked it for sure. Like I said, 7.5 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10. Like I said, I didn't really like the jumping around, but somewhat I did because the Chinese and then we had the American submarine type battle. I thought it was really cool. So yeah, guys, that's my little movie review. Go see it though. My dad took me and it was really cool. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and go watch the movie, guys. And if you guys already seen it, then I guess just comment. What's your 1 out of 10 scale? What's your thoughts on it? What's your favorite part? I really like the dog fights. Okay, the dog fights just kill Dunkirk's dog fights. I don't care what anybody says. The dog fights were awesome in this, for sure. But yeah, guys, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and this is Gamer235. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, everybody. Peace out. Is it Tuesday? Yes, it is. Don't fool me, guys. I wish it was Wednesday, too.